Hey y'all, it is February the 19th, 2020. Yeah, all night just spent, I don't know, better part of an hour just messing around and doing nothing. I don't know if you could hear me right now, but it's been brought to my attention that I was doing a broadcast earlier. And there wasn't nobody in the building, which is alright. It's just doing a recording. Alright, it's going to be uploaded to YouTube. I wasn't worried about it. But meanwhile, it wasn't no sound on the broadcast. I was wasting a whole bunch of time. Meanwhile, I could have been eating some chicken the whole entire time. Alright? In fact, that's what I want to be doing right now. I got some chicken in front of me. And I got to do something with it. Alright? I don't know if I'm going to talk about anything right now. Because my mind's on chicken right now. But I just want to stop in and say that, tonight was a complete disaster. Alright? There was all sort of things that we were talking about and that we were going to talk about. And it didn't really happen, alright? But, for example, Gregory Tony, he brought someone back to life, alright? He resurrected somebody back from the dead, alright? And he's the sheriff over there, Broward County, okay? MAGA hat, pigeons, and stuff. People glued MAGA hats on the pigeons, alright? We talked about that as well. I think that's probably a hoax. Probably an anti-Donald Trump group did this, alright? I don't have much time to get into it, because we already did for a long time on a recording that had no audio. And thank you to Brenda out there. She let me know. See, that's exactly what I need. Whenever if you come on my broadcast and you realize there's no sound, it's just me and I'm wasting my damn time. Alright. So we already discussed that. I think that might be a hoax. We don't have time to really discuss it no more. Roger Stone. Donald Trump's been setting himself up. I've been watching it in order to give a pardon to Roger Stone at the very last moment, and to do so with the greatest of ease and with all sort of grace. And that's how that's going to go down, all right? And a lot of people are going to be real hateful about that, all right? A lot of people are going to be real agitated about that, all right? The mayor, this and that, Bernie Sanders coming to San Antonio. There's so much stuff, all right? We were talking about Pete Buttigieg, and the fact is he was kissing his husband and stuff all over the place. I don't necessarily appreciate that. At the same time, you can be gay as much as you want, be gay all day and all night. I don't know what to say, but you're kind of embarrassing America when you do it all publicly and this and that and stuff. We don't really necessarily want to see that. I know there's a lot of people disagree with that, but however, it's an embarrassment. Gun control group every time to spend $8 million on Texas races. Oh yeah, they're trying to turn Texas blue. And just all sort of weird stuff. Gun control. Jazz Jennings' father, what does he do? All sort of stuff. Parkland, this and that. This is actually pretty interesting. We're going to leave off on this note. Look at this alien face. He's making a face a lot like a David Hogg or a Joe Biden would. He's making an alien face. It looks grotesque. I love him, but however, he needs to change his face. IRS sues Facebook on $9 billion. That sounds interesting. $9 billion. I wonder what that's about. Alright, and I wonder what's going to come of that alien face good man. Alright, and all his tomfoolery. Anyways, it says the offshore profits to Ireland. There might be a problem with that, son. Might be a problem. Anyway, it says Brenda says, the thing is I am back and it is good, but I'm actually getting the hell up out of here. Brenda, and I appreciate you, like I said earlier. If you have some closing thoughts, that'd be good. I know we just got back up on here, and we aren't more than a few minutes. I know that. But I got some chicken. It's called my name. This and that. Gotta get ready. I don't know. Dang it. I just put chicken in my mouth. I didn't even mean to do that, but it's like a reaction. The thing is, if we have some closing comments, I want to get out of here. I made a terrible mistake earlier and did that whole recording without no audio. We talked about some stuff, but however, nobody will ever know. And there's all sort of stuff that we could talk about right now, but you know what I'm saying? We'd never get. It's like we got 10 minutes or something. You know? You ever have so much time that's just barely not enough time to do what it is that you're wanting to do. That's me right now. But I did want to touch base. And I do want to hear from Brenda before we get out of here. What the heck's going down in her neck of the woods? All right. And I want to get her angle on things. You got Harvey Weinstein. I don't know if you heard about this, Brenda. Maybe you heard about this, but I know it's not being talked about nearly nearly enough as far as I'm concerned. All right, due process, obviously, it's a sham, and it's not being upheld necessarily in America. But you got another instance, Harvey Weinstein. Everything's all public, and it's all out on blast, and this and that. All right, to include the detail of the fact is, and we're going to try not to get kicked off the internet, but to include the fact is that Harvey Weinstein has a vagina. A vagina. I don't know if we need to start using code words, but he has a vagina up under his male genitalia. All right. Or it's the fact is that there are no testicles. I don't know what words we could say. I'm trying to be very scientific, but there's no testicles. It's a vagina there. And you might say that sounds science fiction, ghoul goblin. That sounds over the top. You're making it up. I'm not making it up. If somebody's making it up, it's not me. All right. So it just goes to show you what kind of ghoul goblin stuff's going on. We can't take a very close look at his face necessarily unless we click the dang article. But a vagina up under, and you could read about this. Someone was saying all about it. And it's just bizarre. But look at his face. I guess you'd say, if that kind of looks like, if that reminds dude from 300, right, who sold out the Spartans. I mean, I don't know what else you call that. I don't know what you call that, but it's getting very dramatic. And I just wanted to make note of it. This article isn't talking about it. In fact, most of the Harvey Weinstein articles aren't talking about it. Dude, every Harvey Weinstein article ever should talk about it. And the thing is, if that lady's lying, then how dare she lie about that man's genitalia in front of everybody? Okay. And you might as well touch on this note because it's right up the same alley. Be that Jelaine. All right? And, I like to hear from y'all about this here, Jelaine, and how she's on the run. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Do you remember that show? I think it was based on Ghislaine Maxwell. The thing is, Christina Oxenberg recalls thinking old pal Ghislaine Maxwell was a, quote, raving lunatic. So, I don't know why she was your old pal then. Maybe you were a raving lunatic, right? That's kind of what that would imply. I don't know this lady. But anyways, that seems about it, right? I think that fairly well covers it. There's a recharge for wellness experience in Miami. All sort of, dang, oh man. I'm getting messages. All right. All sort of sewage and stuff. They're swimming in sewage. Oh man, what the heck? They're swimming in sewage over there in South Florida, but at the same time, you might want to relax and recharge. That's just an idea. Anyways, like I said, he's a ghoul goblin. He's an alien. Getting sued by the IRS. We'll see what comes of that. $9 billion, by the way. And all this sort of stuff, man. All right, a whole bunch of stuff, and we're gonna cover it a lot better. In fact, we're gonna cover it at all on Friday night, probably. I would imagine. I don't have anything better. And like I said, we may be able to get out there. I don't know if I said it on this broadcast, but we may or may not be able to get out to the Bernie Sanders rally in San Antonio at the Cowboys Dance Hall at 7 p.m. this Saturday in San Antonio. I might be able to find me a ride over there. And if I can, I can't wait to see the communism abounding. All right, I've never seen it like that necessarily. I've been to college campuses, and so I do somewhat have a taste, but I think it's gonna be enjoyable. All right. Anyways, I heard he has two private parts. He has two parts that are private, and maybe hashtag Me Too really means all the women said that. So that Me Too means that they too have two private parts. I think you're onto something. And that is weird humor. All right, but I think you're onto something. I think you're onto something, and kind of before we get out of here, the last thing I guess we're going to talk about is this Harvey Weinstein. The fact is, we might, hopefully, I'm not getting my hopes up. If maybe I can find a ride to that Bernie Sanders rally, and I'll give y'all some feedback on that. Um, but the last thing we want to talk about is Harvey Weinstein and his double private parts. You might think that a lot of the dudes or a lot of the ladies they slept with, maybe they have double private parts, and they perhaps are dudes and clones, and it's all sort of theories. These theories are not never going to end. They're going to be timeless. A timeless tradition. If Hollywood is even going to remain a thing, we're gonna speculate as far as their private parts, all right, and whether or not they got double. I don't think they got double. Some of them might have double, right? But as a general rule, I think these ladies really are ladies, right? I honestly think that these ladies out here are ladies. They look like ladies. For all intents and purposes, they pretty much fit the bill for ladies. But I do think they get turned out basically immediately, right? Immediately turned down. They should know it, right? And so the hashtag Me Too movement is kind of ironic in a sense. Or I always find it ironic because these ladies are going to get turned out. If they're not going to get turned out, somebody else is going to get turned out. And that's just the way it goes. That person's going to get the job. Do I agree with it? No. Would I want to be around it? No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. But it's just common knowledge, right? So I think they are ladies. They do get turned out. They do get down and dirty. Do get nasty. They do get urinated on. All right. I've read different various reports from the Harvey Weinstein thing itself. They get all sort of weird stuff and they get turned out. All right. But I do want to draw attention to the fact that he probably has double genitalia. That's true. Some ladies find out perhaps the hard way about the double genitalia, and at that point, I doubt that they're gonna say anything. They're just gonna let something happen. They're probably rolling on mollies. All right, and I know that sounds brash, but the upper echelons—that's what I want to draw attention to. Like Oprah Winfrey. You got Oprah, and you got what's her name? What's the lady? There's that one famous lady. And she was always talking about Harvey Weinstein like he was God and stuff. She's in the award shows. Forget some old lady. I want to say Barbara Streisand, but I know that's not right. Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep. Probably investigate that lady. Here's the thing: whether or not she gets investigated or not, I don't know if it's really important. But my theory is that Meryl Streep knew all about the double genitalia. In fact, she might have became very familiar with it herself. You might be wondering, well, where's the sense in that? The sense is that, like, these people, they put more publicly, but behind the scenes have always kind of endorsed this sort of, quote, pansexuality, right? And they get their fill, if you will. They get their, quote, satisfaction very briefly in a sexually disturbed sense. And then they gotta keep pushing the envelope to the point is where like they need to eventually come across a ghoul goblin like Harvey Weinstein, and then he's gonna be like, look, I got this thing to share with you, this secret of mine. And then she's like, you're brave, you're courageous, you could do it, we could rule the world. And he's like, yeah, just because I got a boy with this and that. And then she's like, oh, you know what it's like to be a woman, to have a woman's power and to be oppressed and stuff, and we're going to take over the world. And so that's the kind of the mindset of a Meryl Streep and the people who kind of run in similar circles as Meryl Streep, is that, oh, this is our guy right here. He's our man. He pressures, his objective is to pressure the most attractive young women we can find. We'll put them on the silver screen. We'll give them everything. We'll give them all sort of money. Meanwhile, it's chump change to us. We don't even care. And Harvey Weinstein's gonna put them all down at one point and give them the business. Meanwhile, not only is it harmful to this lady because she's being perpetrated on, she's being turned out, and she's never going to be the same, and she's going to be a disgraceful representative for all the young ladies who want to be just like her. Not only that, but not only did she get molested, but she got molested by a guy with double genitalia. Dude, we got goons and goblins, and we got them running wild and stuff. We got whatever grotesque thing that we want to have happen. We're gonna have it happen, and then we're gonna go to award ceremonies, and we're gonna celebrate each other like we're gods in front of everybody. And there's gonna be nothing that they could do to stop us. And it just goes on and on and on like that. It's mania. It's mania, I think. That's my theory. I don't know. I guess time will tell on that one. But these people should write books. All right, it's amazing. Anyways, I appreciate everybody out there. But more importantly, I appreciate Brenda. All right, so it's just so everybody knows, you're not as appreciated as Brenda. And you might want to think about that. You might want to think about that until next time. I guess if that's it, I don't want to. I want to. I guess quit while I'm ahead. I guess. All right, and then I'll go eat some chicken. And I'll holler at y'all on Friday as we prepare. Perhaps on Friday. On Friday, I probably should have the news for you. I'm gonna look right now and find out whether or not I can get a ride. All right, to the Bernie Sanders rally, and I should know by Friday, and I'll let you know. And I'll holler at y'all a little bit later. It's February the 19th, 2020.